And good morning. It's 7:04 on this Monday, February 14th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Well, hello, everybody. We welcome you on a cold, frosty morning here. And glad to have you with us, of course, and glad to see the sun shining this morning. And even gladder to have Don Hammond here to talk about Absolute Kubota. Good morning.
Good morning, Coleman. How are you doing?
I am doing just fine, and I hope you are too.
I'm doing great.
Sun looks good this morning.
It's awesome. I love the sun.
A little bit cold out there.
It is very cold
About
out there.
20 degrees, I think, something like that.
Yep.
Anyway, Absolute Kubota is located at 1506 West Main in Lebanon. That's where Don hangs out when he's working. They have Kubota tractors, Kubota hay equipment, Kubota zero-turn mowers, and Kubota RTVs. Everything, actually, from weed eaters to hay balers. Now, Kubota doesn't make weed eaters, do they?
No, it's Red Max.
But you had just like Philip back up the street this way. You have what people need.
I hope we do. We
Yeah.
try to keep everything there that they need and take care of them, get them all fixed up so they can cut their grass and bush hog their hays and pick up their hay bales and move them around. We hope we got it.
Well, I don't know how much outside work goes on a week like this. If you've got something to do, it's probably a good time to do it. But it's an even better time to come to Absolute Kubota, especially if you've got some equipment needs or some equipment fixes, maintenance or repairs.
Yeah, I was working Saturday morning, and a few people came in and dropped their lawnmowers off, and, they all commented, I'm not in a rush. Nobody's in a rush the first week of February, but like I keep saying, please don't get yourself in that situation where it's, we all of a sudden turn the corner and we're getting warm weather and plenty of water, and your wife is fussing at you because the grass needs cutting, and you go over to crank your lawnmower up and it won't crank. Go ahead and get it taken care of now.
Yeah, there's a lot to that old saying about the early bird gets the worm.
That is correct, and doesn't get fussed at.
Well, we have a lot to talk about, even in the name Kubota, because that's this actually started in Korea, didn't it?
It's Japan.
Okay.
It's a Japanese company and came here in the late 60s, early 70s, I believe. They started here. They started out doing other things, and they have become, from what I can understand, the #1 tractor seller in the U.S. under 40 horsepower. And for the most part, I think that's our biggest customer. People that have 50 or less acres, want to get out there. We've talked about getting those side-by-sides out there and being the most favorite grandfather and grandmother, because the grandkids want to come over to your house and ride around and play. And then when you have other chores to do, a lot of them have dump beds built into them. They're 4-wheel drive. You can use it on Saturday to go hunting in. Then you could take your orange lawnmower out and cut your grass, and we just have all different kinds of equipment there.
Yeah, and I guess the orange fits pretty well here in Tennessee.
It does for me. I mean, there's some black and gold around here, but
Well, it's definitely the favorite color of the football fans in the state, I think.
That's right. It's pretty close to UT orange. It's not exactly as vibrant looking, I don't think, but it's a good color of orange.
But they do have a distinct color, distinct look, and
That's correct.
And they they've done really well when it comes to performance.
They have. They got good warranties. They give good warranties because they understand that for the most part, they're not going to have a lot of trouble with their equipment. I mean, if you buy a tractor that has a 6-year, transmission, what they call a drivetrain warranty, they can do that because they know there's probably not going to be any problems, So, I mean, but if you do, we try to get you in, get you taken care of. We have a great service department. Like we've said, it's maintenance season. So if you don't want to bring your equipment in and let us do the maintenance on it, our parts guys have everything you need right there. Hydraulic oil, engine oil, all the filters, everything is there. If you want to take care of your own maintenance, you can just come in, get your stuff, and take care of it yourself.
Well, I think you've been doing all of this for quite some time, really. You just moved down the street from where you once were.
That's correct.
You've got more room there now and more display area out in the lot. And
yeah, 1506 West Main Street. I think you said when we got on the air, we're open during Monday through Friday from 7 to 5, and we have reopened on Saturdays now. We're open Saturdays from 8 a.m. till 12 noon. come by and see us, and we'll get you fixed up and get you going.
Don, how many years you been selling for Absolute?
Since 15. So ever how many years that is?
7 years.
7 years.
When did you start first of the year?
I started in April, so
Okay.
it's been
This April, then it'll be 7 years.
Yeah, that is correct.
Okay. Well, you've made a lot of friends in that period of time.
I think I have. I've had to learn a lot of new people. I worked in Gallatin for years in sales, and I knew everybody around and how everything worked. And since I've been over here, I've learned who everybody is, and I have made a lot of friends.
Well, you no doubt take care of them because that's part of being a salesman. You want those repeat customers. You want them to leave
Absolutely.
happy and come back happy when they need something else.
You've got to, and you've just got to be you just got to be just a plain nice person to me if you're going to be in sales, because if you're not going to make it.
Well, I think you got a couple of really nice guys who sell at Absolute Kubota. You, Don Hamlet, along with T.R. Kirby.
Yes.
And y'all alternate months coming out here to talk about it. That's pretty good, too.
That's not bad. I don't mind coming in here and visiting with you on Monday mornings. That's fine.
You're always here when I get here.
I'm not going to be late. I can promise you that. If I've got a meeting or need to be somewhere, I will be early. So if anybody ever invites me over for dinner, be ready. I will be there early.
Well, I'm on time, or maybe a few minutes early, but not as early as you.
Maybe 2 wheels is what you come in on.
It's not like that anymore.
Okay.
Hey, we'll see you next Monday.
All right. You and Susan
Thank
have
you.
fun this morning.
All right. Don Hamlet with Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. Kubota tractors, hay equipment, zero-turn mowers, RTVs, everything from weed eaters to hay balers. And we appreciate having them here each Monday to talk about it. We're about 11 minutes after the hour, and State Representative Susan Lynn is my guest for part one this morning, and she is here live in person this morning. We're going to find out what she's been doing in the state legislature and maybe anything else. I guarantee you don't want to talk about the Super Bowl. Good luck.
You know me. Okay, so I went to my neighbor's house for a Super Bowl party, talked to my friends, and didn't really see that much of the game. Didn't really.
Well, you seem like you're in a good mood and in a good attitude, and that things are going well this morning.
Yeah. We I was gonna say, I wonder if Absolute Kubota has electric lawnmowers. My husband just got an electric lawnmower.
Oh,
Yes. And he loves it. But the reason why I really like it is because it's not so loud. His hearing. I keep saying to him, honey, you can't hear me anymore. So this electric lawnmower is a lot quieter. And it's actually really nice.
All
Yeah,
right.
it really is. But anyway, this morning we have finance budget hearings. Basically, we've had budget hearings since the governor gave us his budget. And we will have them through, I think the second week of March. And we met with the Commissioner of Finance and Administration, and he gave us some more details on the budget. You know, the governor lays out the budget in his speech, but it's just the high points. Mm-hmm. So the budget is delivered to our offices, and we can start looking through it to get the detail. And then the commissioner comes before us so we can ask questions about the detail. And then every single one of the departments, the commissions, a lot of the boards, not all the boards, will come before us and give us those important details on their budget. And also tell us how they're doing, because sometimes we learn things that, maybe they need some legislation to authorize them to do something in a different way. They have to follow state law. They cannot do things outside of state law. And so, things change, with computers and advances that are made, things do change. And sometimes we have to amend the law to help them do their jobs more efficiently.
well, overall, we were talking about $10 billion more dollars in the budget, from 42 to 52, as I understand it, which is a lot of money. What was your initial reaction when you heard those figures?
I was pretty shocked. I was definitely pretty shocked. And a lot of it is, is state revenue. The state continues to, really break revenue records, even in the face of all that's going on. But I told you, and I talked to you about inflation. With inflation, because we are a sales tax driven state, we will collect more tax dollars while the people are suffering. And that is where you really want to see money be able to go back to the people in the form of sales tax holidays and different things like that. The Commissioner of Finance told us that there are not sales tax holidays or any plans to give money back to citizens in this budget. That's something I think we need to discuss and be talking about and make plans for.
Well, sometimes you want a certain amount, but you ask for more, knowing that you're probably going to get cut back a little bit. Do you think maybe the governor was thinking in those terms when he came out with this?
I don't know. I think he's real excited about his budget. I do. I think he's very excited about his budget. So I'm really not sure about that. But there's a lot of interesting things in the budget, and I actually brought some numbers here, but there's a lot of money. Available additional reserves are $3.5 billion in recurring revenue, and then $4 billion in non-recurring revenue, which is, stupendous. Education again, of course. I told you I thought it was going to be a big ticket item on his list, and he has an additional $1 billion for K-12 education. And again, one of the highest teacher raises that we've ever had, the highest teacher raise we ever had was $125 million. Well, this budget has $124,680 in it for teacher raises. The BEP is being restructured. That is still under wraps. We still haven't been handed how the BEP is going to be restructured. Some preliminary numbers I've seen, Wilson County would get more money. But there's a long time between now and when we vote on the budget. And so I'll keep watching that. Absolutely. We don't want to lose any money. We are a growing county, and we have excellent education in this county, and we want to maintain and even do better and really be able to handle our growth.
Okay, with that, we need to take a break. State Representative Susan Lynn is here. We've got a lot more to discuss, so keep it here, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. It's now 7:17, and this update brought to you by Bates Ford. Lifetime brake pad guarantee. With the purchase of a brake service, replacement brake pads will be provided at no cost for as long as the customer owns the vehicle. Bates Ford, 1673 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Traffic's on the increase as we check it out live here coming out of Rutherford County on 24 westbound at OHB. Traffic's on the increase now finally here on 65 southbound at Trinity Lane. Trying to move a wreck at Charlotte Ave at 22nd. That's on the north side. It's got traffic tied up. Blue Hole Road. They're trying to move that one into a parking lot right now. The 5500 block over near the airport. 2 cars tangled up at Donaldson and Terminal. Warmer weather is waiting for you right now at Pensacola Beach. Book your next getaway. PensacolaBeach.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Are you thinking about buying a new home? Let A.G. & Johnson assist you with your new home search. From the first-time home buyer to the empty nester, we are experienced in all facets of the home buying process. We will be with you every step of the way. No matter if you are buying, selling, downsizing, or upsizing, we can assist you with your real estate needs. Call us at 615-444-0909 or find us online at agandjohnson.com or Facebook A.G. & Johnson Realty. A.G. & Johnson is your community's trusted realty and auction company.
Gregory Dental Group in Lebanon is a family dental practice located across from Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. They offer cosmetic procedures, dental implant services, and now featuring new digital dentures. Premium dentures in just 2 appointments. No insurance, no problem. Call about our discount plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Derek Gregory. In my office, you can count on compassionate staff who will truly listen to you, take the time to get to know you, and discuss your personal needs. I look forward to meeting you.
Gregory Dental Group, 444-0322, West Medora Parkway across from Gibbs Pharmacy.
It's tax time, and Cars Unlimited Tax Service is locally owned and has 33 years of experience in preparing taxes. They advance loans of up to $6,000. They're also an authorized IRS e-file provider. Call 615-449-2955 or stop by 1006 West Main Street in Lebanon. Cars Unlimited Tax Service stands ready to help you prepare your taxes. And thanks for joining us. We continue here at Coleman and Company on a Monday morning. State Representative Susan Wynn is with us. It takes a while to have all your budget hearings. The budget's not something that's presented today and voted on tomorrow, and not even next week. And usually, once you've got a budget in place, that's the last thing you do, and you go home. There's a lot of things that happen about it, and a lot of other legislation that's introduced that has to be considered. That's why it takes from January usually through April to get it all done.
And we are told that the senators want to get out very early this year and go home. They're going to start closing committees. I think the first one I heard about is about March 14th. One of their committees is closing, which the House always runs behind the Senate because we have subcommittees. They don't. So that means we have to work even faster to try to get that done. But who knows? Maybe they'll have some leeway on that, and they won't close so soon.
I'm not sure how much we have talked about in the times you've been here this year since January, but this is the third or fourth time you've been with us. But as far as legislation that you are either introducing, you are or sponsoring, any bills there that you might talk about a little bit this morning that you're especially wanting to see get done?
Sure. Well, I have 2 bills for GNRC. That's our regional planning council here all over the state of Tennessee. There are regional groups that do planning, such as our roads and for economic development issues that come up. And so these groups, they work together. There are counties working together. Our county mayors and city mayors that attend these meetings. I happen to be the representative from the General Assembly on GNRC from the House, and there's a counterpart from the Senate who's on there too. So if they want legislation, they come to us. And so I have a couple of bills for them. And then I have some bills dealing with all that happened with COVID. I think I've told you this before. I am just shocked that people who were high risk were diagnosed with COVID and then sent home and just told, if your oxygen drops below a certain level, go to the hospital. COVID is an illness, especially for people who are high risk, that has to be aggressively treated on the front end. All the research shows that. Aggressively treated on the front end as soon as you're diagnosed, especially if you're high risk. There's protocols that you can start doing to treat yourself at home so that hopefully you won't have to go to the hospital. I just can't for the life of me understand why people were not given protocols for at-home care to treat themselves and their family. It's just ridiculous. So I have a bill to say that the Tennessee Department of Health would publish an at-home protocol on there. Another thing that I have a caption bill, but it seems to be an emerging issue. I have heard from different practitioners that there was a product called Delta 8, and that for young people, it can cause schizophrenia, and they're seeing this more and more. Young people being diagnosed with schizophrenia for using Delta 8. Delta 8 is not natural, I've come to find out. It's sort of, people think of it as a derivative of marijuana. It is really chemically made. And there was actually a woman at work, where I work, her daughter's boyfriend just recently encountered this, and he's been diagnosed with schizophrenia. And, who knows if it's permanent or whatever. But this is an emerging issue, and this is something the state needs to make people aware of, young people, parents. This conversation needs to be had. That you need to know that you could. There's a risk, especially for young people, that you could get schizophrenia, a lifelong, very debilitating disease.
What would your legislation do as far as publicizing this?
We don't have the power to sort of ban a product, but it would provide funds to publicize just what you said,
Okay.
the risk to young people. I mean, young people, they have their whole lives ahead of them. It shouldn't be, done away with in this way over a product that, they don't even have to take, really. They don't even have to take. So that's a real tragedy.
As far as the bills that are going to be considered, would you say the budget discussed and all of this, the education thing may be at the top of the list?
I think so. Another interesting thing we're doing, and I'm really happy about it, is we are accelerating the Improve Act yet again. We're putting another $100 million towards the Improve Act to really just, let's get these roads finished that were in that initial package, and then we can move on.
Well, refresh my memory on the Improve Act.
The Improve Act was a piece of legislation. Remember, we lowered taxes by $500 million, raised the gas tax by $250 million. It was the food tax we lowered by $500 million and a couple of other taxes, and raised the gas tax by $250 million in order to get more money into the road fund.
Okay, so it was primarily a transportation road thing.
Right.
Okay.
Now, remember, during COVID, what was everybody doing? They were told to stay home. They were told to stay home and don't drive. It was very helpful that the food tax was lower. Absolutely very helpful that the food tax was lower because everybody was eating at home, right? And ordering in. But the gas tax, which we depend on for our roads, that definitely was down. And it finished, believe it or not, it finished at a normal level. It just didn't finish at a surplus level. Those couple of years, it actually finished at a normal level. But we want to just accelerate the Improve Act and get these projects done. So I know there's been some major projects in my district that have been completed. They kind of started the I-40. There's 2 projects on I-40. 109, that was 2 projects on 109. 109 is now done and open. It's beautiful. They are working on Central Pike from Davidson County through to South Mount Juliet Road. The engineering is just about done, and they will start acquiring property on that project. That's a very complicated project. If you've traveled that area of Central Pike, you can clearly see how complicated that is. But then we have other projects like from Kangaroo Market to Bender's Ferry Road, a very short project. That was left up to the locality to do the engineering. That engineering still isn't done. It's such a small project. I mean, if that engineering was done, we could really just go and get that done. I think there's only like 2 or 3 property owners in the case of that project. So that moves really fast when you're acquiring the property to widen that part. So, but there's just things that we just want to express and get done. And from Central Pike on South Mount Juliet Road up to Providence, that widening there. That also is a complicated project. There's a big rock wall there and all that. Yeah. So we want to get those things done.
Well, I know you're busy with your committees and subcommittees and all of this, but you do have people from the district who come down to see you. Different groups come down.
We do.
Little publicity. Come see what's happening at the Capitol and meet their representatives. I'm sure you enjoy that.
Oh, I love when people from the district come down. Believe it or not, for us who are close, people don't come down as often, and we sure wish that they would. But we had the realtor down the hill last Thursday. And
I think that picture was in what you got sent out this week.
Oh, good. Okay, good. So they came down, they saw session, and then they met with me and Clark and my office. And then I had finance hearings until 3:30 in the afternoon. So I'm not sure if they came through finance. I really didn't see them come through finance. But that was on Thursday. finance is a big commitment. Like, I'm going downtown right now to go to finance hearings. They start at 9 o'clock this morning, and then at 5 o'clock tonight we'll have session, and probably get home about 7 o'clock tonight or something. But every day we will have either finance hearings or finance committee every day this week.
Well, that's somewhat of a prestigious committee to be on, but a very important one too, and decisions you make there affect all of us, actually.
They really do, and I'm so proud of Tennessee. You know, we are the #1 state for fiscal stability. People really, I belong to, I'm on the board of directors of ALEC, the American Legislative Exchange Council. So we work with legislators from all over the country creating model legislation, and time and again, on those little off, periods, you're grabbing lunch or whatever, people will say, I hear good things about Tennessee. How do y'all do it?
Oh.
And honestly, really, it's working together. Everybody working together. We really.
Well, we are out of time, but thanks for being with us, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
All right, look forward to it. Thank you.
State Representative Susan Lynn, and that's part one of Coleman and Company. Keep it here for more, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to our friends at Absolute Kubota, they have a fully staffed service center and parts department. Most of their minor services can be done the same day, servicing Exmark, Kubota, Lampride, Red Max, and Billy Goat. 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. I'm looking at what appears to be a 3, maybe a 4-car wreck here on 40 westbound. It's going to be over here just past Spence Lane before you get on that ramp to go I-24. Again, that's over here in Donaldson on this crash. 40 westbound just past Spence Lane. It's a crash being cleared on 24 East near Bell Road. Starting to finally pick up out here on Vietnam Vets coming inbound. Warmer weather is waiting for you right now at Pensacola Beach. Book your next getaway. PensacolaBeach.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Caring for a loved one is as natural as the weather. But just like the weather, one moment it's sunny, and the next, you find yourself in the middle of a storm. So when it came time to take care of my dad, I knew I needed help. A reprieve from the storm, so to speak. That's when I found the Pavilion Senior Living. They have expertise and experience to weather the storms in your loved one's life. And now I can rest easy. Thank you, Pavilion Senior Living. You should visit thepavilionseniorliving.com to find out more.
Calling all horse lovers. Do you need a new zero turn for your horse farm? Call Absolute Kubota today at 615-449-6171 and ask about their special equine discounts on Exmark mowers. Exmark picked 2-to-1 over any other brand. Step up to an Exmark at your farm or ranch today so you can get back to what you enjoy. Your horses. Call 615-449-6171 or stop by and see the team at Absolute Kubota at 1325 West Main Street in Lebanon. Exmark, ready to work for you.
Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. To kick off the work week, skies will be bright and sunny with highs climbing into the low 50s. On Tuesdays, temperatures will top out in the upper 50s and mostly sunny skies. This weather forecast is brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. Let's look at your forecast. I'm meteorologist T.J. Scott.
All right, we welcome you to part two of Coleman and Company. It's Monday morning, and who shows up on Monday morning at this time? Been doing it all these years, and we laugh about it. He's here sometimes when I'm not even here. I'm talking about Billy Mullinax, General Manager for Rocky Williams Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram up Mount Juliet. Good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
You asked me how my weekend was, and it was good. There's hardly a bad weekend, but but I enjoyed it, and I hope yours was good.
Yeah, all days are good, Coleman.
Yeah,
they're all good.
The older you get, the more better you can say that.
That's exactly right. That's true.
Oh well, Billy Mullinax is a general manager for Rocky Williams Premier. You joined Rocky several years ago after being in the food business, where you used to work, I think, 7 days a week. At least your store was open. You fed people 7 days a week.
That's right.
And now at least you have a day off at Rocky Williams.
Well, I'm off 2 days a week, Coleman. Yeah.
You got it made.
I've got it. I do. Absolutely.
Well, really, it was, I think, a great move for you. But it seemed like that it was I'm not that close to y'all, and I don't see you all that much, but seeing you every Monday and talking about it, it seems that it really was a good fit, you joining Rocky.
Well, Coleman, it's been a great fit. it's just we both have a lot of the same morals and values about us, and it just works really well and has for all these years now, and we're just excited to just keep growing year after year and do what we do, take care of people.
Well, I think he must have said, here's somebody that hadn't been a car salesman. He's going to love no haggle pricing.
Well, that's exactly right. And that in all honesty, Coleman, when I first started, just the no haggle pricing, because, most people, when you've bought a vehicle, you don't like the negotiating. You don't like all the going back and forth. And sometimes, taking, days in order to buy a car because you want to make sure you got the lowest price that you could have got. And so that was really what attracted me initially, was just the no haggle pricing, though, where everybody pays the same great low price, and that is the honest truth, regardless of even when Rocky buys a vehicle, he pays exactly what everybody else pays.
Yeah. Well, you just keep it that way. It's the same for everybody, and that way it's totally fair.
It's totally fair and honest and above board.
They price their cars and not their customers, and we invite you to go to their website to see the entire inventory of new and pre-owned cars, and that website is rockywilliams.com.
Might even see your neighbor there, Coleman.
Yeah, buddy. We got to get that in there every week. But seriously, the entire and that's another thing that you do a little bit different. I mean, you've got your no haggle price right there, and there's nothing. You don't even have to leave any personal information when you visit the site to get that. Just click on it and go there and see the new and pre-owned cars, and you see something you like and it fits your needs and your budget, then make a visit to 600 Pleasant Grove Road and pick it out and get it.
Well, that's exactly right, Coleman. And there again, that's another thing that separates us. If you've shopped for a vehicle recently, a lot of times you will see the MSRP of the vehicle, and then it'll say click for today's price or click for today's e-price. And, you're never sure what price you're going to pay. And, we post our no haggle price right on our website. If you want us to contact you, you can there's ways to send us information to where we can. If you want to make a phone call to us, their phone number is listed there to call us. But if you're just shopping, you can do that in the privacy of your own computer, and we don't know that you've been there other than just we know somebody was. And so it's just a good way to where you're not having to go through all the aggravation sometimes when you're just shopping of getting all the phone calls that you get sometimes once you submit your information.
Well, I think you do try to practice the golden rule even in that regard, and treating people like you'd like to be treated. And I don't think anybody likes to be hounded just because you've shown a little interest in something and maybe you want to take your time to think about it. You don't want somebody haggling you and pressuring you and come on, you got to do this and you got to do it today, and come on, I need a sale. And I don't guess it's that bad, but it might be.
Well, honestly, some places it is that bad, Coleman. Not most places, but it is some places like that. And, our salespeople are non-commissioned, so they just have a whole different outlook as far as selling the vehicle, because their concern is just finding the right vehicle that fits your needs, that fits in your budget, and that you like, and you'd be happy with.
All right, you're open, your sales department, at least, Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m.
That's right.
The rest of you have, I guess, get off at 5, don't you? Monday through Friday, probably.
I'm usually there till after 5, Coleman. I'm there till after 5. I don't get in any hurry to leave.
Well, I hope you get in a hurry to come out here, but
I do. I have to make sure you've got coffee on Monday morning.
Yeah, you bring me my second cup.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, we've got a good thing going. Let's just keep it.
Let's just keep on going.
All right. Well, we'll see you next Monday. Do it again.
All right. Thanks, Coleman.
Billy Mullinax, he's the general manager for Rocky Williams Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram of Mount Jewett, and they are located at 600 Pleasant Grove Road. All right. At 21 minutes before 8 o'clock this morning, it is time to introduce my guest, who this morning is Mr. Ed Kelly of Mountain Juliet Plumbing and Leak Protection, also known as the Singing Plumber. Good morning.
Good morning, Coleman. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. It's good to see you this morning. I hope you've had a nice weekend and that you're staying kind of busy.
Oh, yes. We've been very busy. We actually just we had to go on a family trip out of town. Had to go to a funeral, bury a loved one, which was a sad moment for all of us. But, you know, we got through it and we ended up getting back here, I think about 2 in the afternoon yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So we made it back in time to kind of rest and regenerate for this upcoming week.
How far away did you have to go?
It was about 700 miles each way.
Oh, that's good. That's a pretty good trip. Well, it's nice to see you here this morning. And for those who don't know, Ed's been with us a couple of times, and when I called you the Singing Plumber, actually on the business card you handed me this morning, it sort of indicates that. It doesn't say that here, but it's you got some music coming out of your mouth as you're holding your plumbing tools here. And it says Mount Juliet Plumbing and Leak Detection. To sort of, I guess we did this a little bit the first time, but tell us a little bit about you, because you haven't been doing this plumbing business all that long, and you are an aspiring singer as well, so you sort of got 2 missions going, I guess. But where'd you grow up?
Well, I grew up in Texas, and actually in the Houston area. Then I've kind of went over to Waco for college, and then for my plumbing career, went to the Dallas area, and that's where we ended up. I lived there for a long time, met my wife, had my first 2 children there, or my wife did. And
how'd you wind up in Tennessee?
Just I'd always wanted to come here, and I had a plumbing business there in Texas that did really well, and ended up just basically moving everything here.
Mm-hmm.
Ran that business for over 11 years, and finally one day, I just shut it down overnight because it was just too much to try to run it and also Mount Juliet Plumbing and Leak Detection. So,
well, how long you had the doors open here in Tennessee in Mount Juliet?
I think we've been here for about 2 years.
Okay.
I think plumbing is a licensed industry, so you can't just. Even though I had a master license in Texas, I couldn't just come here and just start operating.
Okay.
I had to go through the processes of the licensing laws here in the state of Tennessee, and get everything right before we could just get going. So I think that kind of happened around July of 2020, and because it took a little longer because of COVID too.
Okay. So you've been a plumber here in the Mount Juliet area for about a year and a half then?
About, yeah.
Yeah. Well, are you staying busy?
Oh, yes, we're extremely busy. There's, for me, the standard for plumbers is a little bit different here than it was in Texas. I think Texas is a pretty large state. I think there's about 30 million people there, so they take plumbing very serious there. And I'm not saying that we don't take it serious here, but it's just the regulations are a little bit different. So I'm still learning some of those, regulations here. It's just a little bit different. And, there's some good things that we have going on here that, that Texas didn't have. And there's some good things that Texas had that, the state here really doesn't have. But
Well, you've handed me some paper this morning here. It's got some reviews on it here, and you want me to just read one of these?
Sure.
This one says, we found a leak on Sunday under the kitchen and contacted them on Monday morning. By Monday afternoon, they were here and diagnosed the problem. We ordered the part, and Wednesday afternoon, the leak was fixed. Ed was very professional and informative. I would definitely recommend this company and use them again anytime I experience another leak. Great job all the way around. 5-star service. You like those, don't you?
Yes, we really take pride in the reviews that we get from our valued customers. I think right now we have about 80. It's not easy to get reviews.
Most people don't take the time.
People don't want to take the time.
And sometimes, well, if you do a really good job like this lady Catherine wrote in, I guess you must have impressed her a little bit. She wanted everybody to know about it. So.
Yeah, isn't that? Yeah, that's always good when you always try to do a good job, and it's always good to hear about it, online.
Well, I'm not sure when you were here before we had talked about your years of experience. I didn't realize, it didn't register on me that you'd actually been plumbing that long.
Oh, yeah.
But you have quite a bit of experience under your belt. So
I've been in the industry for over 20 years.
Yeah.
And I've got people that have been in the industry for 40 years that call me a lot of times and ask me questions just because I always just lived my job. It was kind of like a hobby too. I wanted to be the best, and so I put a lot into it.
Yeah.
And
all right, Ed, we need to go to a break right here. Ed Kelly of Mount Juliet Plumbing and Leak Detection is my guest this morning. We'll continue in a moment here on Coleman and Company FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Absolute Kubota, fully staffed service center and parts department. Most of their minor services can be done the same day. Servicing Exmark, Kubota, Land Pride, Red Max, and Billy Goat, 1506 West Main. Now with traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Traffic's really slowing down. Looking at this wreck out here on 24 eastbound, right near Bell Road as you head out towards Murfreesboro. Give yourself plenty of extra time. Again, it's got it pretty slow go now on 24 eastbound as you approach Bell Road. Also checking on a possible accident on 40 eastbound near 440. Traffic's picked up not only in that area coming in from West Nashville, but I-40 coming in through Kingston Springs as well. Warmer weather is waiting for you at Pensacola Beach. Book your next getaway. PensacolaBeach.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Do you know why Rocky Williams Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Mount Juliet sells so many cars, trucks, SUVs, and muscle cars? Well, it all starts with a simple idea. Why not give everyone a hassle-free shopping experience for their new or used vehicle with no haggling, no negotiating, and no runaround? Every vehicle on the Rocky Williams lot is marked down incredibly low with the price posted on the window. You're treated with fairness and respect every time. No pressure, just a friendly, warm, inviting staff dedicated to finding the exact vehicle you need. So Rocky Williams Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram has become the original no-haggle, one-price dealer. Go online to rockywilliams.com to see the incredible deals yourself. Every car and truck is listed with a no-haggle low price. This is for real, and you're gonna love it. People drive for miles to get some of the lowest prices in America on their new or used cars or trucks. Go to rockywilliams.com or come on over to our brand new spacious dealership next to Walmart in Mount Juliet.
The Cumberland Phoenix baseball team plays 5 games in 6 days, all on campus at Woody Hunt Stadium. First, 14th ranked Indiana University Southeast comes to town on Monday, February 14th, followed by Brescia on Wednesday the 16th, and Clark University of Iowa on Friday the 18th, with all 3 games starting at 1 o'clock. Phoenix will play Clark again on Saturday in a doubleheader starting at noon. Hear all games on either WANT 98.9 FM, WCOR 1490 AM, GoCrumlinAthletics.com, or WANTFM.com.
What is your passion? How can you use that passion to enrich your community? Hi, this is Melanie Minter, President and CEO of the Lebanon-Wilson County Chamber of Commerce. Your chamber is the resource for making connections to fulfill your passion. Whether education, nonprofit, agriculture, entertainment, or government relations, Wilson County offers a place for you to be involved. Your chamber connects businesses, individuals, and your passion to the community. We have an enthusiasm for excellence. Join us and catch the spirit. Call or visit our office at 149 Public Square in Lebanon.
And we continue here on a sunny Monday morning here on February the 14th. Thanks for joining us. Mount Juliet Plumbing and Leak Detection. Ed Kelly, my guest. And we haven't given out your phone number. Let me do that right quick here. You can reach Ed if you've got a question or need his service, 615-733-5665, 5665. And I'm gonna read one more. I'm gonna read your mission. You gave me a wealth of information here this morning. I'm just helping you out a little bit here. But it says that it is the mission of Mount Juliet Plumbing and Leak Detection Company to provide the best professional plumbing services in the industry while developing long-lasting professional and personal relationships with our customers. Well, that's a fine mission and goal there. And here is one that says, I call first thing in the morning and was able to get a same-day immediate appointment. My hot water shut-off valve for the washing machine was busted. I couldn't wait for a repair due to closing on the sale of the home. Mount Juliet Plumbing and Leak Detection responded quickly, was professional, and provided great service. So you love to get those comments.
Yeah, they're always great to hear, and also, it helps other people make decisions when they're looking for a great plumbing service as well.
And you've actually been doing this, I think you said, going on 20 years, something like that, 20 years since you actually started being a plumber. In Texas for a long time, been here for a year and a half. But you were telling me during the break here too, Ed, you could use some help if somebody wants to work. You'd like to hire them.
Oh yes, we're looking to hire 2 experienced licensed plumbers, and we're offering great pay and great benefits, and it's a great opportunity if you are a self-motivated individual and you like to be in a van and on your own, and you don't you're pretty straightforward with their customers. We like to be honest and upfront. We don't really like to upsell our customers unless they really need something. Mm-hmm. A good example is an old toilet. Sometimes it's better to just replace an old toilet, even if it can be repaired, because the cost over 2 or 3 repairs could equal the amount of a new toilet install. So sometimes we'll give a customer that option, but there's other things that might not be right for a customer, like a tankless water heater, for example. Tankless water heaters are very good to have. But they're not for everyone. If you have a large family and you want an endless amount of hot water, then tanklesses are good for you. They're probably not a great option for an elderly person that doesn't use a lot of hot water. And also, there's some issues with the tankless where with maintenance, it's harder to find parts for those. And so we've actually run into some scenarios where some elderly people were without hot water for a week or longer because we couldn't get a part for their unit. And we had to special order it. So, we just try to be upfront and honest with our customers and try to find the best option for them. And, I know some companies are all about upselling and just selling a tankless because you can get more money for that job, but it might not be right for the customer. So we want to make sure we're giving the customer the best option for their particular situation.
What's maybe the biggest type of job you would do? You primarily, if I understand it right, you primarily do repair work. You take care of leaks and water heaters and plumbing problems. What about frozen pipes? You deal with those?
Oh yeah, we get a lot of those. We've run into several pipes that have had issues in between the meter and the house. We've run into, we do leak detection service. So there's some homes in the area that have a slab foundation, and there's been water leaks this winter underneath the slabs, and so we've had to go in and find the leak and give the customer the option to repair it. That's our main. One of the main things that we do is we do leak detection. We find the water leak. We either fix it or we replace the whole entire line. And
you replace an entire line, meaning you got to have a backhoe and do a little digging and
right.
And
we might go from the meter to the house, or whatever. But I mean, there are some jobs we don't really like to focus on. Like there's some areas in the some homes in the area, they have a pretty big, they have acreage. They might have 10 acres, and it might be like 2,000 feet from the street to the house, and they'll call and they'll want a leak detection, and they'll think that it might only take an hour or two, but there's a process to that, and so we don't typically venture into those because there hasn't been a real need or want for that, because we have to go through a process to find a leak of that nature.
Yeah.
And so typically they're like more of a farm type situation, and they usually, I guess, maybe they decide to replace their whole entire line themselves. I don't really know, but there's a process to finding those little leaks, those little needles in the haystack.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times they don't want to go through that process, which is perfectly fine. So we mainly just focus on, subdivision type leak detection.
Okay, I want to remind everybody again, your phone number is 615-733-5665. Are you on the internet, have a website, or?
Yes, you can find us at mountjulietplumber.com, or you can look us up on Google. And I think you can also find us in the Mount Juliet Chronicle, and also there's a paper that circulates in the Hermitage area and in the Donaldson area as well.
615-733-5665 if you want to write that number down for Mount Juliet Plumbing and Leak Detection. And Ed Kelly is a gentleman we talked to, but he mentioned that you're a singing plumber.
Yeah.
You don't take your guitar with you, though, or do you?
No. I had a buddy that was kind of an average singer, and he liked to take his guitar to the job, but I like to, when we go to the jobs, I like to be focused on the job.
When you're plumbing, you're plumbing. When you're singing, you're singing.
Right,
But you don't do both at the same time. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you can hold a pair of channel locks or a pipe wrench in your hand and then a guitar, and it just doesn't work. But we have, I have actually done a few recordings recently with, he's a great musician. His name is Sean Pody.
Mm-hmm.
And
for those of you who were at the Chamber of Commerce dinner the other evening, awards banquet, Sean got an award. I think it was Ambassador of the Year, but anyway,
wow.
he was very appreciative, and anyway, he's very active here in our community.
And we get all of our insurance from Sean over there at Insurance Solutions. They're here in Lebanon.
Right. Yeah.
So
so you've been doing a little recording with him.
Yeah, and I'm very impressed with the results. I think one of the songs has already been played here on 1FM on I think about the 5:30 show. There's a little thing where they'll play local songwriters.
Yeah, Preston.
Yeah.
Preston in the afternoon. Preston Martinez.
Preston Martinez.
Well, I hope you got a good review there.
Well, I didn't even actually know that it had played, but I'm just glad that it did. So now everybody that I know in Texas believe I'm Nashville famous. I said, well, I don't know if you can go that far yet.
Well, you are a plumber, you are a singer, and we're glad to have you here to talk about both, I guess. But primarily this morning, we just want to again help you get the word out that you're in the plumbing business, Mount Juliet Plumbing and Leak Detection, and those reviews we read. You've got several more here, which I won't get into. We've got about a minute left. Anything else you want to tell us before we close shop this morning?
Well, getting back into the music, you know, I came here to Nashville because of the music. Obviously, plumbing is what we do on a regular day. I'm so thankful that I have a job like plumbing that people need to be able to fall back on.
Right.
But what's going on with the music in the near future is I'm gonna create a website. And we're going to have all the music on that website, and it's going to be a subscription-based website for fans only. And I think it's going to be about $10 a month. So once that comes around, we'll probably be able to, you know, tell you more details next time we're on.
All right. Well, in the meantime, if you need a plumber and if you've got a leak that needs detecting, call Mount Juliet Plumbing and Leak Detection, Ed Kelly, 615-733-5665. And thanks for being with us today. We'll see you next time.
Thank you, Coleman, and happy Valentine's Day.
All right. That's it for a